Hi everyone, it's Rax. I put together the Tal Rasha wizard today, which is the rework, and a lot of people have been playing Tal Rasha with Frozen Orb or some other things, but I think the intention of the set is to play it as a Meteor build. So I put together Tal Rasha Meteor, and although it's nowhere near as strong as, let's say, Wave of Light, we're doing a 122 here, I think the playstyle of this build is extremely fun. And other than it being very squishy and needing a lot of cooldown reduction, I think there is huge potential for this rework from Blizzard. If they bump up the damage, and maybe if they give us a little bit of survivability and give us a little bit of a better way to reset our Archon, I think this build could become one of your guys' favorites. So let me explain what's happening here. So a lot of these meteors that I'm shooting from the sky, do you see them coming everywhere? A lot of them are auto-firing. And the way that they're auto-firing is I take different skills with different elements, and those are constantly hitting the enemies, like my little Spark Flint Familiar and my Storm Armor. They're constantly zapping everything. And when they zap, they throw meteors. That was part of the rework. Now the Tal Rasha set bonus is going to throw far more meteors. But we want to make those meteors as powerful as we possibly can, and the way that we do that is with Archon. So with Archon, we get the Archon stacks, and then they're going to hit harder. Problem is, when we come out of Archon, we are extremely vulnerable, and we need to reset our Archon. And the way that we do that is by using Arcane Torrent Static Charge. I believe that's I think that's the name of it, something like that. And we just channel that, and it uses our Obsidian Ring to reset our Archon. Here I go. Arcane Torrent Static Discharge. I think that's what it's called. Okay, you see me channeling it there. Okay, my Archon is back, and now we're back to pumping. Do you see in the bottom middle the 2 stacks of Archon there? This is critical to dealing massive, massive damage. So if we can reset our Archon fast enough, our Archon stacks from the previous Archon and the new Archon that we got that we just entered from our Fazula's belt can overlap. And if we can find an opportunity to jump into the Oculus Ring, then you can pretty much just kill the entire world. Another thing that's amazing about this build, which you're going to notice at the very end, is it detonates the boss or just one target. And the reason why is every meteor that successively hits the same monster just continues to deal more and more damage, up to 10 times. And it gives you like 10 tiers, I think more than 10 tiers of damage against these targets. So I'm going to have no problem on the boss whatsoever. All right, so we've got our dual Archon stacks. I'm channeling as hard as I can. I'm jumping into the Oculus Rings, and I'm trying to finish these guys off. And we are just destroying them. And so I think Blizzard is going to take another look at their Tal Rasha rework, and I have a feeling that they're going to really focus it around it being a meteor build, which is the entire point of the set, right? And so I wanted to try it how I think they're going to target it, and I think it's already, in my opinion, one of the most fun builds. You're teleporting around as an Archon, and throwing meteors everywhere and destroying everything. Look how godly this channeling pylon is going to be, by the way. It resets my Archon instantly. So now I can really stack up the stacks and get a lot of uptime on the overlapping stacks, and everything's just going to die. You can see they got pretty much no chance. I can just sit there and just channel into them. And by the way, it should be noted that my wizard has quite good gear here. Like, absolutely fantastic gear. Pretty much full augs. And very, very critically, she has like pretty much perfect cooldown reduction on every single piece. And then I got my Enchantress for 10% more cooldown. And then I even have a Gogok of Swiftness gem. So this is pretty much the ceiling for how much cooldown you can possibly have. Now that I have a shield pylon with a channeling, which is going to give me essentially infinite Archon stacks or infinite overlap, in addition to the fact that I can't die and I can just sit in the shield, you can see that they don't have a chance at all. I can just stand right here and adios, right? Look at my bar now. Didn't even have a conduit yet. So this build, Blizzard, that you've done the rework on, is so close to being fantastic. It's not hard to make a numbers change, right? You can just pump up the damage however you want to. You know, I'm doing a 122 here. My Wave of Light Monk can do at least a 140 at the same Paragon level. So it would need to come up there for sure. And the very good news for Wizard players is I'm using the Storm Armor power right now, and that power kind of sucks. So I'm not really even using the seasonal theme. This is pretty much just the power of the Tal Rasha set. So a little bit of survivability, probably a lot more damage. And if you're feeling nice, Blizzard, can you give us a way to reset our Archon a little bit better? How about our Archon cooldown is reduced by 1 second for every meteor that lands? How about that? That would be a tremendous, tremendous boost to this set, and it wouldn't force us to take every single cooldown roll, in existence. It might even free up a gem slot. Maybe we don't have to take Gogok anymore and stuff like that. I'm proposing a little bit of survivability, probably a good chunk of damage, and give me 1 second off Archon for every meteor that lands. And then I think this build would be, honestly, I think it's probably more fun than the Magic Missile build, and the Magic Missile build is already really fun. So something insanely unfortunate is going to happen here. My shield pylon falls off, and I didn't realize it until it's too late, so I'm going to unfortunately get stuck here in the middle of all the monsters. I don't have a teleport. I'm a fragile baby duckling outside of Archon. There's the wall, trying to run away. Okay, my Archon's back, and I'm dead. I'm like, no, why? Why me? No problem, we'll just get back up. Now I have to reset my Archon, or I'm not going to do any damage, so we just run around and we Arcane Torrent and we Black Hole until it comes back up. You want to know another thing that I love that I would love if they would change? They need to make the Ice Hydra work with Meteor. I tried it, and my Ice Hydra wasn't summoning any meteors. If I could summon my Ice Hydra while I'm in Archon, that would actually be a nice damage boost to this set, because it's very hard to reliably proc your cold damage when you're in Archon form. Well, here we go. Well, look at Orlash's health. This is just me with just, non-overlapping Archon stacks. I don't have a power anymore. I got nothing. But you can notice after I've hit him with a good amount of meteors and I go back into Archon, look at his health. Oh, yep. Getting murdered. Yep. No chance. So this is the Tal Rasha Meteor build, guys. It's so close to being great. Hopefully this is getting you excited for next season. Later.